Let's see what's going on, guys. Gotta get you out of this bright light here. Get it facing the right direction. Cool, heck yeah, we connected. We in here. We coming back at you with a whole nother video today. So let me get things set up. Cut on the light here. Rocking the mic, yo. Put this down here. Don't want to damage our receiver here. Cool. Heck yeah, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video here. And always doing a thing. Make sure I wipe my camera off here real good. And I think what we might do, we might use our back camera today for this live stream. So it'll look a little bit better. Heck yeah, so it'll just probably take me a little bit longer to answer comments and stuff. But we are here another day. We got to clean out. We had one of our snakes regurgitate a meal. It probably was a little bit too big. It was kind of skeptical in the first place. I was hoping she can keep it down and get her a good meal before the breeding process and everything starts. But I don't think she's gonna be ready this year because this rattlesnake that I got in here, the male is I don't know. He may not be doing too well with her is because he's a little bit more high. Sorry about that, guys. See if we can get that back where it needs to be at. Cool. But we got to do some cleaning up in here. And the first thing I need to do is get me some gloves on. So we got to give some snakes some water. Hopefully we can finish up. Take me a good little nap. Thank you. So, nevertheless, let's get started cleaning some snake cages out. We'll get some of the more important stuff done today. Yeah, so I ain't gotta worry about cleaning that one out. I just got my one snake. It's finally getting cold enough where I had to turn my heater on here, which is not on super high because we're trying to do some breeding this year with our rattlesnakes and stuff. So we got to keep it a little bit cooler in here than what we normally would. So like it's probably sitting at around 66 degrees in here roughly. And I got the heater, the air conditioner's cut on at 66 so that, if it goes above 66, it'll cut on to cool it back down. And our heater should keep it above 63 in here. So I feel like that's a pretty good temperature for our brumation cycles for our snakes. So they still have their basking spots and things in their cages, but the ambient temperature in the room is going to be a whole lot colder than what it normally is in here, which doesn't run the AC quite as much with it being a little bit cooler outside. So, you gotta think about that. So that way your heater and your air conditioning, they're not fighting against each other, trying to overwork and keep things at a certain temperature. The basking lights do tend to keep things pretty warm and can warm up temperatures in general. But let's get our little snake friend out of here. I knew you would like this thing. Might definitely shed his skin on it though. That I can guarantee you. There we go. Because this little guy, I love him to death, but he's so small, I gotta actually pull him out so I can feed him. Put him in a separate container because they like to burrow stuff. Hopefully, I can get you guys real good in frame. Give you guys a little bit of an update of what's been going on with my Nelson's milk snake here. Looking pretty good. Growing really good. I really enjoy my little albino Nelson's milk snake. He's a pretty cool looking snake. Coloration is good on him. He just came out of shed. That's why he looks so pretty and red right now. With his little yellow stripes and white body. Looking really, really good. And he's getting super long too. Milk snakes do, like king snakes, they do tend to stay on the smaller side, like thinner body snakes. I would say it take them a long time to get to a adult size, where they're like 3 or 4 feet long and a little bit thicker. But really surprising how much this little guy's grown since I've gotten him. But let's go ahead and find him his little feeding enclosure, and we'll put him into his little house. You know what I'm saying? Now I do need my watering container, which I am currently have you guys sitting on. So let me grab that. Ellie Williams, hey, which animals are you cleaning? Such a cutie. I'm probably gonna clean all of them. So you probably get to see, get a little bit of everything going on here. My whole pile of tools and stuff from Harbor Freight. I'll get you guys set up again on something I'm not gonna be using. Cool. Got a lot of trash you gotta pick up, get rid of, which we'll come back in here. I got a weekday that I'm gonna be off this week, so that way we can get some good cleaning and stuff done. Because last Tuesday I actually did a pretty good bit, and this is kind of how I got the shed kind of reorganized. I did all that kind of Tuesday. Got rid of a lot of old stuff that I need to get out of here and just clean this place up, dust, and reorganize everything, because I really, really, really needed that, because I need to get use of my enclosures over here. I need to get more use out of some of these other empty ones, and I got projects I need to start back working on, getting stuff done now that we're back monetized again. And there's going to be a lot going on, because I still got to finish building the shed, which I have not done yet, which is another big thing I've been putting off for a while, which is not really a lot left to get done other than finishing up my crown molding and really it. Thinking about getting another shelf to go in here. I'm not quite sure where I would really put it. Definitely. I could take my other 40-gallon, that can go over there. Put that on the shelf, and that will be empty there. And then if I get some more stackable enclosures, which I'm thinking about changing those out. I could probably get more use out of stackable enclosures than having them on shelves in these glass terrariums like that, because they do take up a lot of space with very minimal usage. A lot to think about, though. I just planning, trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with my reptile facility. I mean, I love my venomous snakes, but I need to start making some actual moolah, some more money. So I've been thinking about breeding some reptiles, other than just my rattlesnakes and stuff, and trying to wait on that, but I don't know. I think what I need to do, I need to hit the Benjamin one good time and take me a sip of some coffee, and then maybe we can figure it out. Because it's all the owls and stuff going on. It's pretty dark outside. Not gonna lie to y'all. Alright. That's good enough. And then I think on Tuesday, I have a pretty busy schedule on Tuesday. Ain't gonna be no sleeping in for you, boy, Josue. Maybe in the afternoon time, I might be able to get a little napping in, but I don't think I'm going to get a lot. I think this Saturday I'm gonna try to get me some good napping in, because I'm gonna go to the gym and get all that stuff done before the weekend gets here. Cool. That'll take care of our fresh water situation. Alright, I'll put this thing in gear. So I just put him some fresh bedding and stuff in here, so he should be good. This is not super old bedding. Spray it out with some chlorhexidine solution, which is over here. And this time we got paper towels, guys. I went and bought paper towels, so we're restocked up on that. I think this weekend we got to go purchase some chlorhexidine solution. We'll restock on that. And overall, we're in pretty good shape as far as like stocking all my chemicals and cleaning supplies. I gotta buy some gloves. I gotta get gloves. It's all about that. Um, There we go. Now we're getting stable. Water bowl filled up. All right, good. Spray down for his enclosure, and we can move on to the next one. Let's see if we can find him some little bit of food to eat though. Check in on mouse. No baby Mises in that one. Baby Mises. We need some baby Mises. That is a dead baby Mies. Baby Mises. What are you doing in here, baby Mises? You guys are so I'm about to give him 2 of y'all. I'm gonna be satisfied. Y'all the newborn pinkies. Generally, I kind of just like to set it and forget it for him. So get him squared away. And now we'll take our water container down from here. And then we'll take our ladder, put it in its appropriate spot. And we'll keep on moving along. So this little guy, we're gonna need our snake hook for, because we don't play around with our safety. And I like doing videos like this, whatever. I make my live streams because you guys get to see me taking out and doing my cleaning on my individual animals. I may even take some of these clips and take the whole live stream and cut it out and make a video out of it too, which is another reason why I want to use my back camera on my phone. So that way, I don't know. But that'd have to be some horizontal content. I mean, I guess I still could put it in regularly, but I don't know. Temporary enclosure for him. Hey, you little turd. There we are. So this guy is one of my little copperheads here. Back him up a little bit. You guys get a good look-see at my friend here. He will bite, but they're relatively cool and calm. And this is probably one of your better starter venomous snakes to get, I would say, just because of the temperament and how they are. But overall, they're pretty good snakes. Let's see what you guys are looking at here. Yeah, so we can get them up real close up to the camera here. Yeah, guys, that's the old copperhead pit viper, the Echistrodon contortrix. One of a few venomous species that we have here in Georgia. One of the more common ones, I would say. And they're one of the sister species to the water moccasin, which are 2 species that we have in the U.S. in the Echistrodon complex. But it's pretty much it that we have. There's a couple South American species like the Cantil's viper, which is a Echistrodon, and maybe one or two other ones, but there's a Deicistrodon species, and some other snakes too, but like they're not really as closely related to these compared to some other snakes. But these are all pit vipers, so they're all related to like rattlesnakes and other pit vipers as well, but just a little bit further down the line. So here's your copperhead pit viper, as always. Awesome snake to have. You can see still relatively calm, doing the thing. So we gotta feed these little turds too. You might change substrate out for these guys this week, and then we'll buy more mulch next week because we definitely got to get these enclosures changed out with mulch. It's going to take like 3-4 bags a piece, so I got to get like about 10 bags of mulch in total, and then I can go and get those changed out, and then I reuse the mulch too, like around the house. There's not really exactly wrong with it. I just don't want my animals on top of it, so there is that. Should we clean our little tracks out right here? So we have no dirt and debris. And let me just clean this little water bowl out and put this back in here. Uh, I feel like I just changed these though. I think I just did both of these. Yeah, I think I actually changed these out because I changed that one, and I think I changed these the other week, and then I don't know if I redid y'all's. It's a lot to try to keep up with. Maybe I probably want to start writing this stuff down so that way I have a date and a time whenever I change it out. I don't know. I'm coming to answer questions in just a minute, guys. Let me stop playing around. And we'll get our little friend back in here. Make sure this enclosure is good and hydrated. All the way to the top for this little one. Alright. That'll take care of everything for a copperhead friend. Um and I can always come back and throw you guys some fresh food in there, but I might make a eating video with you guys here. Now, you get your butt back in there. Cool. I feel like some of the main things that you should do as a snake keeper in general, not just one that keeps venomous snakes, is you should learn your way around using a snake hook. Because that will help you out tremendously in your efforts of keeping any kind of snakes in general and learning snake mannerisms and behaviors are highly useful skills to acquire, which is not something you just know off the top of your head, but just studying animals, your animals, and learning how their individual behaviors are. Can go a long way in helping you care for your creatures. There we go. So here, guys, is another copperhead pit viper. This one is another one of the babies that I've been raising up. They've gotten super huge compared to when I first got them. Oh, hold on. I got a comment here. Let's check it out. So what do you use the chlorhexidine solution for? So chlorhexidine solution is which I'll pull it out in just a second. Let me put this guy back. I'll show you exactly what the chlorhexidine is for. Thank you for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate that. DCS. Good people. So let's put them in our little enclosure down here. Put this on top just so we can know what he is. Good and Safe. Dude, we got 28 people in the chat. Dude, that's freaking crazy. I have a ton of it for my dogs and stuff, but curious of your application for reptiles. Alright, so now we got him in here. Excuse my mess. I'm still cleaning up in here. I got stuff all over the place. Trying to organize everything. So, not just for you, DCS, but everybody else in the chat. Chlorhexidine solution is pretty much a animal safe disinfectant cleaner that's useful for a lot of different things. So, especially in the reptile community, this is deemed safe to use on all reptiles and amphibians. I've used it commercially at wholesale reptile companies that I work for, like Underground Reptiles, and we also use this just in the reptile hobby in general for a lot of different places. So they have there's a lot of use for this stuff. I mean, I use it. I've been using it for years, to be honest with you. I mean, there's medical grade stuff that they use. I know for like hospitals, it's good for humans and things. But overall, pretty good stuff though. You said you have 80 reptiles and amphibians and mammals. Dude, that's freaking crazy. You got a lot of stuff then. Not as much as you, I mean, I don't have nowhere near that kind of amount, but I do got like 15 snakes and probably that many animals and mice and rats, maybe, because I do got a whole mice and rat breeding section over here, and that's one shelf, and then we got two shelves, and this is my grow out rack on this side, and then this is my breeding rack. We got 1, 2, 3 rats and 3 mice, and then male and female mice and male and female rats. Heck yeah, I'm gonna check your stuff out, DCS. After the chat, I might Yeah, I wouldn't include the feeders either. So, gotta get you set back up a little bit. I need a coffee break. Where's my coffee at? I have not drunk any coffee today. We are getting a little pressed for time though. 6:12. Ain't quite been out here a whole lot of time. Hit the good old Benjamin. Don't do as I do, just do as I say. As you know, as your parents always used to tell you, don't do as I do as I say. Hey yo, come and ride a train, ride it. That's how you get it. Hot diggity dog. Sheesh. Coolio. I mean, depending on how much I can get done here, heck, I might even go live on TikTok later. Check out what DCS says. I have my IMG boas right now. Start City Scales is the business name. Shout out to DCS guys. Go check him out. Check out his page and see what kind of reptiles he's got. Just getting going on. So he started in February and had 0 reptiles. He's talking about having a little taste of it. Yeah, dude, it's like early. It's like 6:30 in the morning. Been up since 5. So you gotta have something to keep you going. But I highly recommend YouTube. I mean, it brings me a lot of joy to make YouTube videos, even though I work 24/7, 7 days a week, from filming, editing videos, and taking care of the animals just in general. I mean, it's a lot, but I feel like it's worth it because I enjoy keeping these animals and taking care of them. I just enjoy raising things in general, which is kind of what got me in my situation with the kid now. I love my son. Both my sons actually. One came into my life already at 7 years old, and then I had my first one this year, and I wouldn't have it any other way, even though I'm tired. More free time back before then, but be a dad in more ways than one. Did you scarf down both those rats already? Uh huh. Somebody tried to bite me. I don't know if you guys caught that. But you know, I'm quicker than the average bear. I'm smarter than the average bear too. That's why you got to always be on your toes. I was watching them the whole time. So once again, if I could turn our little turd monster around here. That's our copperhead pit viper right here. Like I said, the Kistron Tortrix. Pretty awesome snake. Just keep you guys sitting there interested and keep our channel growing and growing. Get all these people watching this because we got 28 people here in the chat. Appreciate every last one of you guys for hanging out with us here at Hostways Exotics as I clean my reptile enclosures. Thoroughly enjoy having each and every one of you here. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe. You want to see more reptile content like this, man, for sure. We got Moon over Miami. He's an OG holding out. He's a moderator. If you haven't noticed, he's blue. He said I just smoked 3 nuggets and everything is in slow motion. RPE, more like RIP. Hello, Josue. Hello, everybody. Hello, I am good at home today. Oh, so you're not on the road anymore as of right now? That's cool. Heck yeah, dude. Moon over Miami. We go way back, dude. We've been doing YouTube for a long time, man. We're coming up on our 10-year. Oh, sorry, put them back in here. Pretty soon on the old YouTube Bay. Maybe one of these days I'll be YouTube famous like old Chandler's Wildlife or old maybe I just don't have as much personality as those guys. But I feel like everybody has to have their own style on how they do things, which I mean I have a little bit of a exuberant personality, I would say. I just like to keep a lot of my videos pretty educational and stuff because I like to inform people about these snakes and bring more awareness to them and the functions and roles that they play in our ecosystems and nature. So, but I'm going to be expanding out doing some different species other than just the snakes. And I'm going to probably record maybe one video today. I was thinking about doing some videos on some non-venomous snakes like rat snakes and every other snake that we have here native to Georgia. And then I'll start a new playlist on snakes of Georgia just in general. And it may have a venomous subsection. And then we'll compile everything together. I think I might even do that this afternoon. That might be a good thing to compile all my venomous snakes of Georgia list that I have. Because the only thing that I'm missing, which I did have, but he passed away, was my coral snake. And I need to get on there and then keep checking and seeing whenever one to pop up because I got to get one of those to complete my whole collection, like 2 or 3 of them specifically. But they're kind of expensive because they want like $400 or $500 just for like a coral snake in general, and then you know another $200-300 worth of shipping. So you're spending close to like $1,000 on them. But a lot of like my rattlesnakes and stuff, like one of them's wild, 2 of them are wild caught, and then these 2 captive bred. Those 2 timber rattlesnakes are captive bred. I got the medium sized babies and the super small one captive bred, just like my copperheads. They're captive bred. I bred those specifically. Just haven't had much luck with them again after that, but they're still doing their thing. Maybe this formation cycle will help kickstart them into, you know, breeding. Heck yeah. You know, I'm doing a lot of talking, not a lot of working. Going to bed now. Oh, okay. I got you. Appreciate you. Have a good night, brother. It's good to see you. As always. Still got 20 old people hanging out with us. Get me another little sip of some coffee. That was a joke. Yeah. They enjoy their little basking area. I kind of made him a little second one just then. We're about putting our friend in there. So let's go ahead and swap out you guys' water. Because Because generally that's kind of what I'm going through. I'm just going through swapping out waters. Because they ain't really pooped a lot in here. Yeah, I gotta do all these enclosures. All right, so now you can tell this is a whole lot bigger of a snake. So these are the ones, all the adults that I've been raising for quite some time. Still same snake, but it's using a different coloration. So they both, still copperheads, but way different colors. This guy, like, he needs to eat a meal. I mean, he ain't never really been a big, thick bodied snake compared to the female, which is quite larger than what this snake is. Get some pretty good shots of him here. Amanda Lorenzo, what's going on? What? I do remember you actually. You were here on the last live stream. You pronounce your name Josue? Yeah, that's it, Josue. Puerto Rican, if you're wondering. All right. Overall, let's go ahead and just dump you in here. Then now this is the big female. She's a whole lot larger compared to the male. Let's see if I can get you guys good up close shot so I can check it out. She's the coloration of what the babies are. I think she had a ovoviviparous, not ovoviviparous, but she had an asexual reproduction through parthenogenesis because they are one of the few species that can do that, so they can give virgin birth, is what they call it. Because they look exactly like her, and I don't really see much of the other snake's genes in them, but who knows? I could be wrong. I don't have a CRISPR machine, but still a gorgeous snake. She's really, really pretty. All right, let's get you. Doesn't look like we got no babies yet, so that's good. So DCS, I don't know how you feel about enclosures. I don't know if you've seen these that I have back here in the back. They are reptile habitat enclosures. These actually use glass, which I am quite ecstatic about. I love some good front opening enclosures that's got glass on it. So that plexiglass crap they be trying to peddle on people. Knew that was gonna happen. Boy, they be trying to peddle that plexiglass crap like crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, I got some plexiglass stuff too, but I am not a fan of it because it gets scratched up and doesn't look good long term. Like, it looks great in the beginning. It looked freaking great. Cool. But there are other pros and cons to each habitat that you get, though, because I've had issues with these too. But as far as like looks are concerned, I think these are pretty good enclosures for the price point. Because these are 8-foot enclosures that I'm using right now. Technically, they look like they're 2, but they really are. But they have what they call an expansion kit, where you can make them into these 2 4-foot enclosures into 8-foot enclosures. Which I really needed something real big for these ginormous rattlesnakes that I have. And I can also use them for other big snakes if I do plan on getting some of that in the future too. And they're stackable. That's kind of was the main goal. So thinking about buying more. I think these were a pretty good investment. But I want to get some different sizes. I think I might get some smaller ones or get more of these 4x2x2s. They're pretty decent size for a lot of animals, but sometimes you don't need as big of an enclosure for a smaller animal. Like my milk snake cannot go in here. I'd never be able to find them. Never will be able to find them. Um, fill this up. Cool. Oh, you gotta mist it down. Cool. Good old coffee. All right, we got 21 people rocking in here. I watched your stream before. Your house is a zoo. Well, luckily, I ain't gonna lie to you, Amanda. These snakes ain't even in my house. I couldn't keep none of these snakes in the house. My wife would go crazy. Uh, Yeah, I got these guys, and this is a whole separate unit from my house that I built all this stuff you see. The whole, I mean, it was a bare bones unit, and we insulated, drywall, roofed. And like, I did a lot of stuff in this shed, guys. And I think I've updated you pretty good along the way with all the different stuff I've been doing. Get back on it. So maybe she ate 2 rats. That's why she upchucked. I'd imagine so, and that probably rat could have been bad. So you guys already seen these snakies. So go ahead and get these guys back in here. And another good tool technique to use whenever you have venomous snake is learning, like I said, learning to use your snake hook. Like even just then, instead of you reaching your hand in and trying to close this enclosure and having your hand so close, I stood back a couple feet distance, used my arms, reached out with my hook, and slowly. A lot of enclosures, which is another reason I bought these, you can open and close them just like that. So that way I'm at a safe distance. Snakes can stay safe and I can stay safe because at the end of the day, I can't depend on anybody to take care of my reptiles except me. So if I'm not here to do it, I got to make sure that they're taken care of, which ain't gonna happen because you can't really trust nobody to do what I do. It's the only thing, man. You can't trust nobody to do what I do. All right, let's fill this up with some fresh water because we're gonna put our rattlesnake back in here. He ain't calmed down yet. This will help us overall in our cleaning. I do use a lot of oddball stuff, but it's good stuff. Especially with these larger snakes, I like to find cheaper options like reptile hides and stuff. I mean, sometimes I like to go fancy and get some of these rock ones, the naturalistic looking ones. But it's kind of hard to find stuff for these large snakes. So, because even the biggest ones I got barely fit them in it, so I have to use stuff like this, which is just an oil drain container where I usually will cut out like the spout part and just use it like that. And this is pretty inexpensive and it's works really well. I've been using them for a very long time. They're resistant to heat because obviously they're rated for hot oil to go into, so they're rated for heat. And they hold, what, 5 quarts of fluid, so I mean, it's a pretty deep water dish. So I don't think you can really do that and get your bang for your buck for that. You know what? Let me just fill this up with a water hose so I don't waste all my spring water. That'd be a whole lot easier. Sure. Which that's something else that's on the list of things to do is I want to install some plumbing out here. Maybe make a spot for a sink. So that way I don't have to be constantly in and out, and that helps keep the temperature a little bit more consistent. There we go, perfect. We'll wipe this glass down on this one real quick. I don't know if you heard this rattlesnake has been rattling the whole entire time we've been on the live. Reloaded. Yeah, that's the one we gotta take out and put back into this enclosure. I'm cleaning out now. Because he is butthole. I'm saying that as a he, because I'm just judging off the size and stuff compared to some of the other ones that I have. Look, Disty. What was I just doing? Oh, cleaning the glass. That's right. A couple of them just for drying. All right. Not that big a deal. And you can tell, you see how I pull that glass out relatively easy. Clean this backside of here. Because this stuff makes really, really good viewing. I enjoy these enclosures. I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of hard to keep clean. So if you're as anal about it as I am, I will say one thing about these enclosures: once you put them together, you better have them when you want them. Because you ain't moving these once you put them together and stack them up like this. You can, you just got to take it all back down. Wet my towel back now. Yeah, you guys, if you guys comment, always feel free to comment, and I'll come out and check periodically. If you have any questions about reptiles and amphibians and stuff, and I'll be here to answer them willingly, very willingly. Uh-oh. We must have hit 7 o'clock. Cool. Now, we gotta get this. Very thin glass, I will say. But it's tempered glass, so I still gotta be careful with it. Just like that. That's back in there. We'll open up this side here. Now, this rattlesnake, I ain't gonna lie to you. We probably ain't gonna be able to show them to you. I'm gonna have a time trying to wrangle his ass. We'll spray his enclosure down. I gotta put his little house back down, I reckon. Because every other rattlesnake in here is quiet. Except that one. So you're often to see some snake wrangling at its finest. Ooh, I gotta get mentally prepared. And then, extra safety measure. Having tools and equipment is probably one of the most key things in keeping a lot of these different reptiles and stuff, especially with your venomous ones. Because as you can tell, this is not your average snake hook. It's about 4 feet long and has a really, really big base. And it is kind of heavy, so it's kind of like more one to use for like two-handed operation. But you can kind of wedge it like on your forearm here, and you get some pretty good distance on it that way. Overall, this is a really, really good snake hook, and this is from Midwest Tongs themselves, #1 brand in snake hooks. If you did not know, guys, it was a Christmas present bought for me. It was worth every single penny. It's custom engraved, made a custom length of what I want specifically. I want to have a good wide sturdy base like this, because with some of these heavier constrictors, if you look at a snake's anatomy, they are pretty much a head and ribs all the way down. So the ribs are very small and tiny and fragile, so they can break very easily. So using the smaller snake hooks, as you can tell with this one, the hook portion on it, so I'll come a little closer to the camera. This in the way? It is in the way, kind of. But with this one, very thin hook, and this is just for general snake hook use. For a lot of your smaller snakes, it works really well. But when they get bigger, these hooks like this can actually be more damaging to them because they are putting a lot of body weight on this very small section of area. Now with this one, whole lot wider, and it will give your snake a whole lot more support whenever you're picking them up, moving them around. So I try to get the back half of their body, the thicker portion, up under there with this, and then I get the first portion of the body with the smaller one. Because not only is double hooking a little bit safer way of handling these creatures, because you can't use one hook and then try to use your hand and get hold of the creature. And sometimes I don't even want to do that. And this is one of them. So he's pooped, or somebody's in there pooped and threw up. So we gotta get these snakes separated. So if you ain't hurting me, but hear him now. The snake's probably gonna strike at us a couple of times. Pretty big rattlesnake though. Not as big as you would think. And then get this turd in there like so. See? He struck his own self that time. He's a lot. But you see what I mean? Like, he's gonna strike at it a couple more times. He's gonna hit this glass for sure. Every other snake I got is not like that. You sub and your chillers, so I'll be back from time to time. Enjoy your Sunday. Stay safe and blessed, bro. Much love. Appreciate it, DCS, for coming through, hanging out with us. Still got 18 people here in the chat. We've been going for about 68 minutes. What time it is? It's 6:50. We still got some more snake enclosures got to get cleaned out, so we can probably keep it rolling and keep it going. I actually got a lot of snake enclosures left to clean up. We got to actually pull out Big Bertha, check on her. Get this rat out of here. You guys over there. I'm going to pull both of you out because you got poop in y'all's cage too. How you doing, big girl? You feeling okay? Shit. Now this, if I can get a hold to her, is eastern diamondback. Huge rattlesnake. Huge rattlesnake. And I don't want to mess with her too much. Here, go in there. Go in here. Go in there. I want to have to put you down. Reorganize you here. Snake. Go in there. No. I need you to get your snake ass in here, friend. Oh, you're so fucking long. Excuse my French, guys. Come on. Get in there. Tail in there. Back it up. Back it up. There we go. See? Not so crazy. She just like to be an exploratory boat, I feel like. Alright, let's go ahead and get some freaking rat. Throw up. All kinds of stuff. God dog. I got shit everywhere. Literally. Not even metaphorically. Fucking piece of shit. That smells amazing in here. Well, a little bit for y'all. There's rat shit and feces every fucking where. I'm not even gonna touch that with my freaking hands. Fucking gross. Glad you don't want to smell that shit either. Jesus freaking Christ, man. Move that shit around a little bit. Okay. We'll sanitize this thing now. Clean this out. Yeah, so you got to see two of the eastern diamondback rattlesnakes. I'll give you guys a real good up close look at her in a second, and we'll give you guys some facts about them. Let me hurry up and finish this up. Got fresh water. Can't beat that.